John Paul and Taylor would like to pause for a moment to remember those who can't be present here today and those who are no longer with us. As we begin, John Paul and Taylor would like to take a moment to specially thank and recognize their parents. These are special people who helped raise them into the adult persons they've become today. They've equipped and embraced John Paul and Taylor towards their hopes and dreams and welcomed their new spouse into their hearts, their homes, their lives. As John Paul and Taylor begin this next chapter of their lives together, they like to simply pause and say, thank you. We gather as a community of family and friends and feel rhythms of excitement and tremors of joy as we celebrate the marriage of John Paul and Taylor. God has created a world of harmony. Soaring birds, roaring ocean, brisk wind, endless sand, each unique, each in relationship in harmony with the others. God's first gift is breathing life into humans and turning us toward each other to live in equality and unity. John Paul and Taylor come here to affirm their love for each other and enter into this sacred union. Marriage is a gift. Marriage is an opportunity for love to be learned. Marriage is a journey in which we as the travelers are faced with many choices and are responsible for these choices. Marriage is a call to servanthood. Marriage is a call to friendship. Marriage is a call to suffering. Marriage is not an event but a way of life. Marriage involves intimacy in all areas for it to be fulfilling. Today, John Paul and Taylor, you come together, bring all of you to this marriage, all of your wonderful parts, all of your hurts and pains, especially bring today all of your hopes and dreams for this marriage. In our conversation together, Taylor, John Paul shared, I knew you were the one for me because, honestly, during our first week of dating, I knew that I could not leave you alone. You had me hooked. I saw something in your eyes every time I looked in them. Then, at the time, I couldn't explain it, but I realized what I saw was the most beautiful soul of any person I've ever met. We both tried resisting falling in love with one another, though we both knew it was a shame. When one of us pushed away, the other pulled back, which I think was what scared us both because it was way too perfect to be real. But when I really knew it was the first time, I held you in my arms and felt your touch, and felt the love you had for me. I knew you were everything I needed and wanted. With one touch, you could give me chills, nervousness, doubt, assurance, feeling of love, and I haven't let you go since. You're absolutely my best friend in life, and I want to do everything hand in hand, side by side, and will miss you every minute you miss me. Everything we do, whether it's grocery shopping, working out, or laying around the house, everything turns into an adventure, and there's never a dull moment. 10 years from now, although nothing will have changed, we will still be inseparable and look forward to doing every activity together. And John Paul Taylor shared, I knew you were the one for me because I honestly can't remember the exact moment I knew you were the one, but since the day we met, everything felt so right between us. So I guess I always just sort of knew. From the beginning, you were so kind and so loving and never hesitated to help me in any way you could. You're the most selfless, supportive, hard-working man I've ever met. You go above and beyond to make sure I have everything I could ever need. You never let me go a day without knowing I'm loved and needed, even when you're exhausted. You both have tremendous faith in each other and trust your future to the other's care. You have excellent reasons to believe you belong together, but you have no guarantees. Instead, you stand together about to accept on faith the challenge of creating the future together. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for. You marry in faith that God has called you to live as one. You promise to be faithful to one another, big things as well as small. And your constant faith in each other will give form and substance to the beautiful hopes you have for your future. Faith is a conviction of things not seen. Unless you're an unusual couple, at times your marriage won't look anything like the vision you celebrate today. There may not be much evidence of love and now consider. In such a time, remember this moment. Remember the hopes and dreams that you entrusted to your care. Marriage begins with a leap of faith that says, I will, before an unknown and unknowable future. Marriage is about being full of faith and faithful to one another. Faithfulness respects each other's ideas and feelings, keeps each other's secrets, guards each other's dignity, and honors each other in public and in private. Faithfulness is built in 10,000 minute acts of trust and trustworthiness. Such faith will find the fulfillment of all the hopes and dreams you have today. God bless you both. John Paul and Taylor, have you come here freely without reservations to join together lawfully in marriage? And so say I have. Before God and family and friends ask you to affirm your vows to each other as you enter into this covenant of marriage, begin to share all the joys of this new relationship, whatever the future may hold. John Paul, repeat after me. I, John Paul, take you, Taylor, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, so long as we both shall live. Taylor, repeat after me. I, Taylor, take you, John Paul, to be my wedded husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, so long as we both shall live. These rings are an outward and visible sign of an invisible truth which binds two hearts in one. As such, they're the symbols of the enduring and unending quality of the love which is now expressed between John Paul and Taylor. John Paul, repeat after me. Taylor, this ring I give you is my personal gift, my personal promise of love, trust, and pride, that you are my wife. Taylor, repeat after me. John Paul, this ring I give you is my personal gift, my personal promise of love, trust, and pride, that you are my husband. Please join me for a prayer blessing over their marriage. God in heaven, you ordained marriage for your children and you gave us love. We present you, John Paul and Taylor, who come this day to be married. With the covenant of love, they may be blessed with true devotion and spiritual commitment. We thank you for giving them strength and courage to keep their vows. Thank you for helping them to create for their family a peaceful, stable home of love as a foundation which they can build their lives. When selfishness shows itself, grant generosity. When mistrust is a temptation, give moral strength. When there's misunderstanding, give patience and gentleness. When suffering becomes a part of their lives, give them a strong faith and abiding love. Amen. John Paul and Taylor, as much as in the future happy occasions will come as surely as the morning, difficult times will come as surely as the night. To say the words love and compassion is easy, but to accept that love and compassion are built upon patience and perseverance is not easy. John Paul and Taylor, as much as you declared your willingness to enter the state of marriage with each other, declared the same in the company of God and these witnesses. By the virtue and authority vested in me and ordained minister by the state of Florida, pronounce your husband and wife, united in the pure and holy bonds of wedlock. God is joined that no one separated. Go forth in this life as husband and wife, the blessing of God, be loving, patient, and kind, and above all, forgive one another as God has forgiven you. It's my pleasure to introduce to you all for the first time Mr. and Mrs. John Paul Gray. John Paul, you kiss your bride.